Miguel's friend in Naples, Lucia, had once lived for music. The guitar was her sanctuary, her voice a second heartbeat. Shaped and honed in long conservatory hours, she graduated, with honors, a rising star destined for concert halls and grand, but music went silent the day everything changed. A sudden car accident, sharp, senseless, final. Her parents, both respected doctors, were gone. She and her younger brother had been in the car too. Only Lucia survived. Only one person didn't vanish, Miguel. He stayed. Miguel had always been part of the family, not by blood, but by history, by love. He was Andrea's best friend, Lucia's older brother. The three of them had met as children during their first summer abroad. Each year, Lucia's parents would send their children to a summer camp in the UK, determined to give them an edge in the world.
English is important,
Her father would say. By the time they were teenagers, they were already writing music together, dreaming of conservatories and stages. Her mother said one night over dinner,
Let's take a vacation. One last time.
they didn't know. None of them knew. It truly would be their last. Miguel brought Lucia with him to his mother's home in Barcelona. Homemade soup, whispered lullabies in Catalan, and the soft hum of cello strings drifting from the next room, where Miguel played in the evenings, trying to stitch silence into comfort. Lucia was the only one who survived. The accident had left her with a shattered shoulder, a broken leg, and a body that refused to move the way it once had. But she was alive. It took months of therapy, pain, and patience to move again. Longer still to sing, even longer to smile. A year later, while Miguel was away, working on the cruise ship, Lucia quietly returned to Naples. Grief led her to the church, at first for solace, then out of routine. The hymns filled the hollow places music used to reach. There, beneath the stained glass glow, where morning light spilled like forgiveness, she met Matteo, devout, soft-spoken, impossibly kind. He moved with quiet certainty, every gesture deliberate, every word carefully chosen. There was something in his stillness that made Lucia ache to be near him. And so she changed. She wore long, modest dresses. She sang hymns instead of folk songs. Lucia tried to silence her past, waited years for Matteo to notice her not just as someone present, but as someone worth loving. Still, when she lay awake at night, it was not sermons that filled her mind. It was melody. Guitar chords she hadn't touched like she should have. It was late afternoon when Matteo asked to walk with her. The last rays of sun slipping through the olive trees, cicadas buzzed lazily in the distance. Lucia's fingers still ached, not from prayer or chores, but from the guitar strings she had secretly played that morning. A quiet rebellion, one she didn't dare speak of aloud.
Matteo walked beside her in silence. His expression was calm, unreadable, like a man measuring his words before he released them.
Then gently,
You know, your parents' house, it's beautiful. But it must be hard to carry something so full of memories, so much of the past.
Lucia nodded slowly, eyes lowered to the stones beneath her feet.
Yes, sometimes I go there just to feel them still with me. The silence there, it's different than anywhere else.
Matteo looked at her then, his gaze steady, his voice soft but deliberate.
I've been thinking. The community has so many needs. We've been praying for a space where we can host families, serve meals, and offer music lessons for the children. If you were to sell the house, Lucia, that gift could become something living, something blessed, a way to honor them, your parents. Don't you think so?
Lucia's breath caught in her chest. She didn't speak right away. The idea of selling the house felt like tearing up the last photograph she had left. Her mother's scent still clung to the bedroom curtains. Her father's handwriting was in the margins of every book. The music room, still untouched, held echoes of songs she hadn't sung in over a year. But Matteo's eyes held such certainty, such hope, such gentle faith. How could she say no, without disappointing, God or Matteo or both?
I'll think about it.
She whispered. From that day on, Matteo and Lucia became almost inseparable. He called her every morning, just after dawn, always asking about her day, inviting her into the quiet rhythms of his. Together they prepared community meals, visited elderly parishioners, and sat side by side during evening prayer. Lucia felt herself being folded into the fabric of his world, and part of her was grateful. Grateful for the structure, the peace, the light. But the part that still hummed with half-forgotten melodies and dreamed in minor chords. One morning, the mug between her palms when the phone rang. It was Matteo. His voice came through with that signature softness.
Lucia, I've been praying a lot lately. About us, it has been 1 year now that you are my girlfriend, and it's clear to me now. God wants us to be together. Really together. Would it be all right if I came to your house tonight? Stay with you?
Later, the broom scraped rhythmically across the stone porch outside the church.
Lucia, are you stupid? She muttered aloud, jaw tight. He's amazing. He wants to be with you.
The phone buzzed again. Not Matteo, Miguel. Her heart stuttered. His voice came flooding back, full of laughter and irreverence, late nights arguing over Chopin, strong coffee and shared silence.
Lucia? It's been too long. I'm in town for a few days. Would you want to meet up? I've missed you.
Lucia stood still, broom in hand. The road wound like a ribbon through the countryside. The path was familiar, painfully so. Lake Avernus. Miguel had always loved this place. They used to come here after conservatory exams just to breathe. He'd sit at the water's edge, conducting invisible concertos. She'd close her eyes and pretend they were muses from some forgotten myth. When she arrived, Miguel was already there, standing near the old bench by the water, cello case at his feet.
Lucia,
He said, arms open. She ran to him, wrapping herself in his embrace. They sat. The lake stretched before them, still and deep. Miguel spoke of his last concert, sold out, but hollow. He was leaving for South Korea to teach.
that's why I needed to see you first.
He feared she had stopped seeing herself.
A note between the pages of a life I couldn't afford. New city lights and questions.
He handed her a folded music sheet, a duet they had written together years ago.
Don't forget this. Don't forget her.
She stood by the water's edge wondering, was she moving towards something sacred or slowly drifting away from who she truly was?
Listen, dance like I had wings, fell in love between the verses, in the hush between the strings. You held me like a melody, no rush, no grand design, and I learned what I'd always known: music tastes better with wine.